Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Asad and welcome back to this series of Learning Python for Everyone. If you have been following our videos, you would be comfortable with a lot of things in Python, from all very simple variable to loops. From now onwards, we'll be doing something very interesting where you will be able to make functions, make dictionaries, and a lot of advanced function in Python, which I'm very excited about. So, in this particular small series, we'll talk about functions. What are functions? How can we make a function? And so on and so forth. So, let's get started. Let's say you are trying to write a code that is doing something over and over again. For example, you might be going shopping and you want to create a function that gives you simple the sum of all the shoppings. You're going to, I don't know, maybe XYZ shop, right? And you buy product one, and maybe it wants to find out all the sum of it. Maybe I don't know. Could be product A, could be B, and then the sum of all of it. As simple as that. We'll move forward, obviously, with more advanced function. But for now, let's take it simple. Now, the syntax of a function is simple. You start with def, which is defining a function. You take a space and you write the name of the function. In this case, let's say I'm trying to find the summation, right? And then bracket on, bracket close, and a semicolon. Now in this bracket, which is here, you can write as many parameters as possible. Maybe in this case, let's say you're going shopping and always you buy two things. Then you can name it as A and B, right? And if you buy three things, C, and depending on the function, depending on the objective of it, you can change that. Once you put a semicolon, you could go to the next line, make sure you have 4 indices, and then you do something with that function. That's how simple it is defining a function. So let's take a real example of the same one that you want to find the sum of two numbers. It could be shopping, it could be anything like that. So we'll define by starting with def space the name of the function. Now you could name it anything. I could call it sum, I could call it sum of shopping, anything at all, to be honest. And then two brackets. In this one, if you're trying to put parameters in which are changing every function, you can name them, such as I could say the price 1, right, and price 2. I could name them anything. Again, I could just name them simple A and B as well. Semicolon. When I press enter in some editor, it will automatically bring 4 spaces, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, right? Now I want to do something about that function. What I want to do is I want to find maybe the total, and that is equal to price 1 added to price 2. That's all. Simple as that, right? Now it already found the total. Do I want to print it? I can do that. Print total. Or I can return a certain value as well. We'll see what it means returning and then printing. Let's do exactly the same. Another one. First, let's do the return one, and then I'll show you what it means for the print one. So, okay, now I have that function itself. If I run it, does it work? I don't see anything. Well, that's because you haven't called your function yet. It is defined yet. Now you can do all sort of things in there, such as how do you call a function? You simply write the name of the function. In this case, it's sum and shopping, right? And then in this case, it requires two parameters, price 1 and price 2. All I have to do is just give the name of that particular price. In the first one, 10. In the second one, let's say 20. Now if I run it, I still don't see anything. Why is that? That's because it returned the total value, but it's not printing it out for you. To see it, you have to put everything in the print function. If I do that now, you would notice a value here. There you go, 30, right? And obviously you can change any numbers and then run that function, it will do it for you. So that's why the return function only returns the value from this whole function, but don't print it out. You have to print it. But if I don't do the return but do the print instead, print total, and run this function, let's see what it does. Do you see? It printed it out itself. So that's the small difference between print and return. Whether you're just returning the value, right? It still returns a value, but it don't print it. But if you write print function itself, then it will print it out and you don't have to do that. But for returning any function, you just have to call that function again. So in this case, let's say I'm calling again with different values, 30 and 40. So I don't have to keep writing all of these things over and over again. That's the point of function, that you just define it in the start of your code, and you can call it function every single time you run that particular, just that line, right? Just running this line will help you run all of it inside, right? You could even do addition, maybe total, maybe subtraction as well, and then say equals to price 1 minus price 2, right? Let's do that, and let's print this as well. Subtraction, and if I run it again now, you will notice I'm getting 40, which is 20 minus 20 is 0. This for the second one, 30 plus 40 is 70, and 30 minus 40 is minus 10, right? So you could do a lot of things in that function just once in your code, and every time you call this code using that name, it will do every single thing inside this function for you. So you don't have to keep writing it, you can only do it once, right? That's the whole point of functions. I hope it did make sense. Pause the video and try writing a very simple function on your own. Well done to those who managed to do it. For those who couldn't, place a comment below and tell me what error you're getting so we can collectively debug it and learn more about it. Till then, take care, keep practicing, and goodbye.